Real world example of dead versus mostly dead.
Guys, the whole concept of mostly dead messed with me the entire childhood.
Your whole childhood?
My whole childhood.
Wow.
Because of this movie?
Yes. Yeah, I honestly believe there was like a mostly dead option.
Well, hey, some of my favorite Catholic friends are here. It sounds kind of like purgatory.
Oh, here we go.
I will add 15 minutes to the timer.
Oh, man. It took us an hour to get canceled this episode. Usually we get canceled within the first 30 minutes. Welcome to The Cover, where three Hoosier friends judge books by their covers and movies by their trailers.
That's right. I'm Brett, here with my fellow Indiana natives, Remington and Marcus, ready to dive into the stories that keep us up all night and occasionally put us to sleep.
Whether you're a bookworm, movie buff, or just here for the witty banter, we've got you covered.
Each week, we'll dissect a different book or movie, sharing fun facts, hot takes, and moments that make Marcus cry. Spoiler alert, we're not experts, but we're definitely opinionated.
From literary masterpieces to blockbuster flops, nothing is safe from our snarky reviews and wild tangents. Who knew Hoosiers could be this entertaining?
So grab your popcorn and reading glasses because we're about to embark on a hilarious journey through the pages and screens that shape our lives. Or at least our weekends.
You're listening to The Cover. Let's get the show on the road before one of our kids wakes up.
Don't you have a sheesh hat, too?
I like my sheesh hat. I almost wore that. I couldn't make the colors work, and Kelsey wasn't home for
I want
me
one
to
that
do
says Inconceivable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is this one company? You just bought multiple hats? Just had a drop?
Yeah, it's called Dirty Words, but they don't sponsor us, so don't tell anybody.
You bought the company, you bought the hat, not the company?
I get it, because it's...
You should buy
it's
the company.
rare for me.
Well, if you buy one more hat, your rule is you have to buy the hat company.
Three?
If you stay somewhere three times or more.
Yeah. That is my rule.
You have to buy the place.
We're live.
You're only one more place away coming back here to buying Books and Brews. If you come one more time.
We looked at launching a Books and Brews because they franchised for a second.
They did, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we talked about it.
Here we are. Thanks for being here, guys. We're live from Books and Brews. I don't know if the recording will be able to hear you, but can we give a round of applause?
Yeah.
That's good. Also, really fun.
Sellout crowd, all 200 of you.
All 200.
You know what's also really impressive is having to ask for your own round of applause.
Yeah.
It really shows
I'm impressed with you.
how fired up everybody is. Let's give it up for our wait staff tonight.
Yes.
He's fantastic. He's crushing it. He's a book nerd. I know that because the back of his hat says book nerd. 3 giveaway buckets tonight. We've got a Marcus bucket, a Brett bucket, and a Remington bucket.
I got a disclaimer for my bucket.
Please.
And
Remington came very prepared.
yeah, the bucket was supposed to have a bourbon that was a single barrel from Park's Place, and it does. It's open. So I must have opened it as a celebratory shot. It was only me. And if you want the actual non-opened one, I can get you that as well.
I would say the
do
value
you
of that
know at
bottle
Park's
just went
Place?
way up.
Yeah, I think so too.
Who do you know at Park's Place?
I know one of the owners.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is one book in one bucket with 70 5-star reviews. There's another one with 91 5-star reviews. And there's one bucket with no book in it. And then there's
Which
also,
one is that?
There's also
It's mine.
some other fun things in there. Marcus, what's in your bucket? What do we got?
I don't know. Some Books and Brews stuff.
As
because
usual, Marcus
this is my
decided
place.
to...
He's a diehard.
He delegated the things to go in his bucket. So he's not
Pretty
quite
much.
sure what's in the bucket.
There's some Books and Brews. There's a Books and Brews hat. If you've ever hung out with me, you've probably seen me wear a hat very similar. There's also some Augustus Gloop, I think, in there, which is from our Charlie and the Chocolate Factory episode. And then some of my favorite seasoning as well.
Willow saw a picture of the original Willy Wonka and
I
said...
think there's a journal in there that Riley bought too.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, Riley.
And she said, is that the Willy Wonka from the olden days?
The olden days.
And I said, yes, that is the Willy Wonka from the olden days, yes. Mine has some knives, some seasoning,
Ooh.
and some whiskey.
Oh.
And
Brett
bourbon
has
trail.
the most
$100
expensive.
knives in
Brett
there.
has the most expensive.
Wonder which one they want
that's
now.
For sure.
Dude, I think like one trimmer is now like $100 and some dollars.
You
You
said you
think-
think like you don't work for the company.
I train people. I have no idea.
I remember
Dude, guys,
with-
that's probably like $700 worth of knives in there. Right
when we first
Maybe.
had the
There's like
store,
4 knives.
when-
They're
when the-
expensive.
Jeez.
When the store first came to Indy, one of the upper ups, CEOs came to check it out and picked up one of the knives, and he said, "This is how much?" It's like completely removed from the day to day.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Great.
good. Last thing, 2 things. Giveaways will be based on participation of. We'll have different polls, different questions for you guys. There are white sheets of paper with a phone number on it. You can even text in random things to distract Remington. I
Yeah.
highly recommend it.
We've got some questions coming in already.
Feel free. Be completely inappropriate. It's fine.
Oh, there's questions coming in already.
So end of the night, we will give away those buckets, and then lastly, we are here to celebrate. It's Marcus Mangus's birthday
Hey,
episode.
happy birthday,
Marcus!
Marcus.
38. 38. He's the oldest. We're in actually order,
That's true.
kind of backwards for you guys, but 38, 37. You'll be 37.
I'm 36.
Wow.
Let's make it clear.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah. 36.
36. Awesome. Well, and Riley and I went to Casa Santa for dinner tonight. It was packed.
So funny.
It's never been packed. There's a really good Mexican place by our house, and we're always scared it's going to go out of business because nobody's ever there.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock. We're like, why is there?
He
it's
comes in and
Cinco de
tells me.
Mayo apparently today.
Holy cow. You went not knowing?
No. Well, at some point in the day I knew.
Then
It's
I
just
forgot.
I went inside. It's like
You're like, oh, we should have Mexican today.
It was almost like I went to
been
Cambridge
targeting
and I was
me.
like, why are so many here? And they're like, the Pacers are playing tonight. Like there was no reason why I shouldn't know that. So it was
Nice.
good. We ask 9 questions every week, and first question is what's new, boys. I heard Remington has a what's new for this.
Dude, okay.
this
So I had this new jacket made for my Agent Allies launch party. So the book just came out. We had the launch party.
Wait, you have a book?
I have
It
a
has
book.
71 5-star reviews.
Wow.
You can make fun, but you're the only one that doesn't have a book.
That's true.
So I got really excited about this jacket. It didn't come in time.
The
but
Man in the Arena.
yeah.
Yeah.
It came and I put it on, and first letdown was my wife wasn't as ecstatic as I was. I go in and I go,
Way to go, Kelsey.
what do you think? And she's like, what, your hair? No.
Is
And
it
I
usually your hair?
No, it's just she wasn't impressed. So whatever. So I'm already going into the night, but I don't want to make the night not like an awesome date night because it's Saturday night, it's Derby, whatever. We go to an establishment that I'm a big fan of, and everyone was done up. It was like I said, Derby night. Everyone. We sit down, and it was a comedic, like error after error. So much so that I was wondering if I was being targeted for some sort of TV show. First of all, I sit down, and the height of the night was it took 20 minutes to get served. Now, granted, this is, and I don't want to blast 1933 because it's brand new. It's only been out like a month. But they need to get some waiting staff that knows what they're doing.
In Carmel?
In Carmel. It was a great atmosphere. Food was good. It's Hughes, But the server comes out, and when you tell your wife to have an appetizer ready, because we're so hungry. So just, what do you want? And as soon as he gets the drink, he's out, and we didn't get to get the appetizer. So I'm like looking, I'm like, okay, please tell me, calamari or spinach dip. When he comes back, you need to be ready. He comes back with 2 drinks and a Weemac beer, tall. He gives us our drinks. Did you decide on an appetizer? Beer turns over, flips all over my new jacket.
Nice.
Yes, and that's how my night started.
Wonderful.
And yeah, so we actually, in the words of Marcus Mangus, well, before I get to the words of Marcus Mangus, I wanted the night to go smoothly, and I didn't want her to be upset with my reaction, because in the words of Marcus Mangus, I like sex. So
Yeah.
I decided to chill out, and we got it cleaned up, and we were good. Yeah. The rest of the night, I was good. Yeah.
Let's just stop for a second because of the people up here right now, the only person that would say to his wife, "Hey, make sure that you've got an appetizer ready."
Yeah, I
to
want to
go,
make that clear.
because
I was waiting for that opportunity.
Because we're really hungry. We're really hungry. Not me. Not I'm really hungry. We're really hungry. So you need to make sure that you're ready to go with this appetizer so that we get this done.
It's not just me that was hungry.
Everything revolves around food for you, man.
That's true.
Everything.
But I'm not alone in the marriage. That's what I'll say. We are alike in that.
Yeah, she's been nodding in approval the whole time.
Yeah.
It's good. So we wanted to start things off with the top 9 things we've learned in the last 49 episodes. This is our 50th. So we're going to go one at a time. We got 3 each. I heard Marcus came with an extra in case there's overlap.
Yep.
But
so you can go first.
I've also heard that if there's overlap, it just means it's that much more important. So I actually learned that I retain 0 information that's not either about God, family, or knives. I remember nothing. That I hear nothing. I learned nothing. All education, every movie I've ever watched, retain 0.
It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, but I didn't know it until.
I can't believe that I'm still surprised that you don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
How much you don't remember.
Had you seen Princess Bride?
I thought I had seen it.
No way. No way.
I'm confident I've seen up until the point that he poisons him with the wine. And then afterwards, I was like, there's a whole other movie after this. But I remembered up to that point.
So the first 25 minutes.
So the answer is yes, I've probably
That's a
seen
good segue into my first thing. My first thing was I'm amazed by the hot takes that Brett Wiggins has on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Starting with the Gladiator episode, which, by the way, how about Passion episodes surging?
Crazy.
So just so you guys understand, we've had 50 episodes. This is a 50th episode. There hadn't been one episode that cracked really the top 10 from the first 10 episodes, because I think when people listen to podcasts, they go back, for whatever reason, listen to the first ones, which is not what you should do. You should go backwards because you get better.
At least not with ours.
Yeah, definitely not with
It's pretty
ours.
rough first couple. yeah.
Passion of Christ, for whatever reason, has surged into the number 2 position all time. Pretty incredible.
Pretty
and
great
I haven't checked
thing.
lately. It might be number 1 now. Over Gladiator is the only one that's
So I
beating
guess
it.
what we learned is we should just make fun of Helen Keller more.
I don't remember doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe you
Pretty
did.
It was your
strong
joke.
main
It
character.
was your joke.
Helps. It's good.
Let's see if the audience listened to
all
this
right.
one. Actually, I'm curious. Did anyone in the audience know Helen Keller's dog's name?
Well, you do now. You do now.
No?
If you
Nate,
listen to
producer
that.
All right,
Nate's
go back
saying,
and listen to
"Just
it."
go. Producer Nate's saying go. Producer Nate's saying go.
Just
No, I'm not
curious.
going to do it again.
Marcus.
I
Go
did
back
it
and
once.
listen to Passion of Christ.
Listen. You'll have to listen. Anyway, I put launching a podcast is easier than expected. That was the first thing that I learned.
Yeah.
And
And all you have to do is
now-
buy the alcohol for the week. It's very easy.
That's a good
It's
point.
actually very simple. That's a very good low barrier to entry.
You just have to have
actually.
friends who know how to do a podcast.
Correct. Yes. It's good. That's great. Yep.
We just
And
showed up
already
one
have
night.
the
and
equipment.
We just showed up one night, and all of a sudden we had a podcast. It was great.
This is like, have
See-
you guys seen the reel where the girl's like, can you please just pick up after yourself every night? And he's like, all right, I've been waiting to tell you this. You see this coffee table? If I leave anything on this coffee table, when I come back in the morning, it's magically taken care of.
Yeah.
Just start putting everything on the coffee table. Marcus, that's you.
Yeah.
You just showed up and you were like, it was here.
Hey,
My number 2 thing. My co-host cannot stand my steaming hot takes.
Okay. Yeah.
And they hate how close I come to being right every time. So you learned I have hot takes. I learned you can't handle math.
Did you know you had hot takes until this?
I think there's a lot of things I'm surprised by about myself.
if he
that-
did have hot takes, he
Ri-
didn't remember them.
Well, no, but then Riley's like,
When I
everybody
first
knows that about
approached you
you.
and I said, hey, we're going to do a podcast on books and movies, in the back of your mind, we were like, I don't read and I haven't seen any movies. Was that the first thing that happened?
I was like, I could find a way to talk about anything.
Hey, can I be the host? Can I
And-
just ask the questions?
And here's the thing. It's always hard to find the movie to watch. Like, how many times do you sit down to find the movie to watch?
I know. I hope we've provided people with that through
You
the show.
provided me every week. It's like we have a built-in Friday or
great.
Saturday night movie.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Good.
My second one was giving Marcus flowers. He will put anything he puts his mind to, he does a great job at, specifically being our mixologist.
Yes, this is a great.
And
job.
the amount of notes. So Marcus left his notebook on accident. We filmed the podcast at my house in the basement, and he left this notebook. And Kelsey and I found it because we do the screening in the podcast room sometime, and we're like, well, we're totally going to read all of this. And he had pages, like I'm telling you, there was multiple pages that he did not get to in some of the episodes. Like he spends a lot of time. I'm giving you your flowers.
Thanks, man.
This
You
is
put a lot of
he
effort.
won't prepare
I
for
will-
an important presentation. He won't prepare for an interview.
No.
He won't prepare but for the podcast.
Yeah,
That's
locked
a good
in.
point. For you all, for the people.
There was a presentation at our school for
200.
our outgoing head of school. This guy has poured his heart and soul into the last decade.
Really, we're doing this?
30 seconds before, Marcus was like, "Oh, I'm the one." All right, sounds good.
Did
I
he
misread
crush
the
it, though?
text. I misread the text.
Did he crush it? Did he crush
Oh yeah, he crushed it.
I thought it was good.
It was
Yeah.
so we got him golf clubs.
Yeah.
And one of the golf club heads was the state of Indiana flag. One of them was Colorado because he moved in Colorado. And Marcus was like, "Yeah, state of Indiana head cover, a little bit bigger than the Colorado one. It was good.
True.
It was great.
I
Nice.
thought it was funny.
You
I
did
didn't follow any of that.
It would have been worse if you planned.
It might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Good thing we didn't let Matt Simpson do it. That's all I have to say.
I don't know. You were more wise at the time of the speech than you were when you were preparing for the speech.
Yep.
Do you
Okay,
have
here's
any
my next
flowers
one.
for me?
I will also give myself flowers. I have lots of new drinks in the repertoire, and it's now grown into an entire cabinet worth
Yeah.
of just liqueurs and all kinds of crap that
Mixers.
we've got for. So if you want to have some cool drinks, just come over to my
We've
house
talked about
now we know how to make them.
A cover coffee table.
Is anyone
mixed
drinking
book.
the beer tonight?
We didn't. You didn't know this because you showed up 2 minutes before we were supposed to start.
Yeah. Classic.
But they had a miscue. They had a miscue.
Oh.
So they do have beer and they do have peanut butter, and you just kind of have to put
Oh,
it together.
nice. So is anyone? Yeah.
I don't think
Dip in
anybody's
the
trying
peanut
it,
butter?
but it's good because there's great beers here, so we're
right.
fine.
S-
That was mine.
yeah, it's kind of. It was the drinks you put together. I didn't know that I liked margaritas. In fact,
Yeah?
I thought I hated margaritas. I just hadn't had a Marcus margarita.
Yeah,
It's very good.
That's the only shame about tonight is that we're not having a margarita.
It's pretty sad.
Oh, that's after.
Number 3 for me. I'm not just saying this. Our wives are pretty awesome.
They are pretty awesome.
I agree.
Yeah, there's
Clap for the
bedtimes,
cover
yeah.
wives.
I had to ask for my
Just don't
applause.
snap.
Theirs is
Just
automatic.
Just don't snap because that triggers Brett.
That
That
is
does
trigger, Brett.
don't snap.
He
I
does not
hate.
like
I don't
snap.
know why. I just when somebody does it, I don't like it. It's not good.
We do this every Monday.
Every Monday, bedtimes happen early, and I'm sure all the kids stay in bed the entire time we're gone
Definitely.
recording. They
Definitely.
never get up. Yeah, it's good.
All
So,
my kids are in bed every Monday night before I leave.
my kids are
Every
in
time.
someone's bed. I don't know if it is theirs, but they're in someone's. Rem, what's number 3 for you? Which is number 8
Just
for
gonna
us.
Let that go.
Yeah, okay. Good.
So my last one is everything I thought this would be has come to fruition. The podcast itself, I remember like it was yesterday. We were sitting around at a men's retreat, campfire, and like, you know what? We should do something that forces us to get together because as friends, we say we're best friends and our families get together, and it's really easy to just not do that and still tell everybody, yeah, we're really close. We hang out all the time. And then you're like, it was 6 months ago. It was the last time. And I think everyone at some point resonates with that, and we really are so close, and this has forced us to do it. And I think we've only canceled a handful of times in the last year.
Which produces 2 recordings in a night, which are epic.
Which are epic
Those are
recordings.
great, off the rails.
So cheers to the cover.
Cheers.
It's been a blast.
Cheers to
Yeah.
number
Thank
8.
you.
Are we
Way to
just
do
gonna
it
finish with
early.
8?
Yep.
Is it-
Nope. We're doing your number 9, but Rem likes to get the limelight a little
Oh,
bit.
I'm
It's
sorry.
good. He expected yours to really suck. So number 9.
Well, mine works
8B.
Mine works in tandem, but I heard a stat that said that for men to be like emotionally healthy, they should hang out with their friends at least twice a week. And I think that's crazy. Like, how is that even
So
possible?
girls, we want to announce we're going to start recording Mondays and Thursdays for our emotional health.
I'm not saying that that's
Marcus
even,
wrote the stat.
I'm not saying that's even possible, and I don't
put
know.
it
if-
in his book.
I did hear this week, and
Marcus did golf today. So
that's true.
we could've
I did
made
also
a-
golf today. It's my birthday, man.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah,
I would've
it's his
golfed if it
birthday.
wasn't my
It's his birthday.
But
It's
I
also
just put
Cinco de
down. I just
Mayo,
put
Brett.
down that that the time together has meant so much more than just doing these episodes. What's neat is that now our kids can listen to at least a year's worth of us, for however long. Like, I imagine if I had this opportunity now to listen to my dad when he was 38, and he was talking about us, or he was talking about the different things. That'd be pretty cool. So that's one piece of it. And then the second piece is that there's so many things that I've been challenged with this year because we're hanging out together more often and we're doing more things together. And so that's benefiting everybody. And I think that that's pretty cool. Much beyond this podcast.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed.
Okay, well, now cheers.
Cheers.
Mangus.
The
Boom.
cover.
50.
To the cover podcast.
Number 50.
To 50 more.
Hey. Drinking water. That's great.
By the way, we're already getting roasted by the crowd. I don't know what you told them to text me, but so far I've gotten a poop emoji and a have you started yet?
If you haven't listened before, this is exactly how it goes.
Well, we'll start now.
Okay.
Welcome to the Cover Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Wiggins.
Hey, Brett.
Oh my gosh.
On my right, you have to
We
say.
totally, for the first time ever, to my right is,
The asset.
you get it, Marcus Mangus. Sitting to my left is Sir.
Remington Ramsey.
We answer 9 questions every week. We already got through 1 about your favorite books and movies. Second question, Remington, what are we covering?
A kind grandfather sits down with his ill grandson and reads him a story. The story is one that has been passed down from father to son for generations. As the grandfather reads the story, the action comes alive. The story is a classic tale of love and adventure as a beautiful buttercup, engaged in the odious Prince Humperdinck, is kidnapped and held against her will in the order to start a war. It is up to Wesley, her childhood beau, now returned as the dread pirate Roberts, to save her. On the way, he meets a thief and his hired helpers, an accomplished swordsman, and a huge, super strong giant, both of whom become Wesley's companions in his quest. This movie is The Princess Bride, 1987, PG rating, 138 minutes runtime. Cary Elwes, Mandy Patinkin, Wright, director Rob Reiner.
Was this one of those movies that took a while to take off? Do you know?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not a good,
Not great.
not good in theaters at all.
Not great. Like if Rotten Tomatoes existed, like maybe a 12% and then slowly rising.
I don't know
I
about
would
that,
guess.
but it just wasn't. It wasn't widely regarded. It was only made for 16 million total. It was not a box office flop because no one was expecting
Right.
it to be big. Do
Yep.
you know who Rob Reiner is, by the way? He's the dad in Wolf of Wall Street. So he's directed a bunch of things. He was passed up a couple times, but he directed a movie, Spinal Tap, and this was what they gave him because this movie had been trying to be made for 10 years.
Isn't Spinal Tap like an intense thriller situation?
I might be wrong about
okay.
that.
That just didn't feel like it went together.
No,
but
that's. I
you
mean,
know
he
what?
just
Maybe.
he directed something cool.
Producer Nate,
this-
do your thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
we'll
this
do-
is
Producer Nate will
this
find
is
that-
Spinal Tap.
We'll find that for us.
We'll find out at
in
the end.
38
No, I just told you. I
minutes.
just
he just
found
said
it.
no. He's not going to do it. Got it. All right. What'd you know going into it, Marcus? This is your birthday episode.
So I remember vividly the first time that I saw this movie. My cousins.
What's that like?
Who are, yeah. I don't know. I just remember a lot of things.
Yep.
My cousins are significantly older than me.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's got 6 brothers, and he's the 5th. And so they came over, and they were babysitting us. And we had never seen this movie, and they decided to show it to us when I had to have been 6, 7, 8 years old. And so I remember vividly them being very excited to show us this movie. This movie came out in 1987 when I was born. So a few years later, they showed me this movie. Then it just became a family staple. And I cannot begin to tell you how many times I've seen this movie.
I feel like this is a movie much like something like Napoleon Dynamite, where the person who loves it so much, and they're so excited for you to see it, and then they overhype it, and then you watch it,
Totally.
and you just are like, what? I don't
What
get
did
it.
I
That's
just
And then you have
probably
to
what
keep
happened.
watching
What did I
first
just
run.
watch?
Yeah, and then you got to keep going.
Well, I loved it, but I was also 7.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Rem, what'd you know going into it?
I say same exact thing as Marcus. A family movie. It was probably on TV. I came in. It's one of those movies
would
that
Tammy let you watch this? They
Tammy
say,
let me
they say a
watch it.
bad word at the end.
They do.
Yeah.
I think it was not. It was bleeped out in television.
If you watch the TV version of things, it's all.
You talking
it's all
about
out.
where it kills
Got
the
it.
guy with the
Yeah.
6-fingered man?
Mhm.
Yeah, we're not going to
What's
say
he
that word.
say?
We'll tell you later.
You killed my father, you SOB.
Oh,
That's what he says. I'm not saying it out loud
He
because
earned
she's
it.
right there.
he earned it.
And we only get one cuss word. If we say 2, she walks up and leaves.
You guys can meet
That's what
my
I've heard.
parents. So this is a true story. Every single time we sit down, because Dad over the years kind of let a little more things fly. I don't
We
know if
watched Die Hard.
I don't know what it's like
The
in your
Die Hard
family.
story, if you haven't heard that from our episodes,
But
is
we
very
were
funny.
allowed 3 cuss words before. So the first cuss word was just a look from Mom. She would look over, and that was it.
Oh, the movie. The movie
movie.
says a cuss word. Yes.
Yeah, we don't cuss.
Yes.
That would be the end of my
That
life.
was, yeah.
First cuss word looks over.
I was worried sex was considered a cuss word the first 45 seconds of
Maybe,
this episode.
maybe. Second cuss word, Brian. That was the one that gives you chills because now she's like looking and saying.
Oh boy.
Third one, she gets up and walks out, and that's when she judges us if we watch the rest of the movie. So you have to make a decision at that point how you feel.
Were there ever times where Dad did not get to watch the rest of the movie because he had to do the right thing, and then you just stayed until
if
it
Dad
was
left,
kinda-
I think it was pretty much over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was the war movies with the blood squirts that got really bad.
Yeah.
Because that was a little
Big
intense.
fan of blood squirts.
But this movie
Not so
was,
much.
there's certain movies where if it's playing on television, now it's not the same thing because television isn't just running in your house anymore. You're streaming everything. But in the 90s, you had TV running while you're doing chores or stuff. This is a movie where if it was on, it was like I'm doing chores at commercials and coming back and watching it kind of thing. So yeah, it was definitely a big family favorite.
Marcus is counting. First reference I ever had to The Princess Bride was actually, I didn't even know he was going to be here, Rem's dad, Dr. Poppy Brian, principal.
At the
him.
wedding?
No, he was giving a
Marriage.
message at a Cutco meeting, actually.
Yeah.
And he asked the group of parents how many people had seen The Princess Bride. And like 3 hands went up, and he's like, honey, he looked at Tammy, I'm going to have to adjust my message.
I bet it was my parents.
Been
My
there.
parents were probably the ones.
That was 2013. And then I thought I had watched it.
You haven't watched it before?
I think I at least up until the point where he poisons him.
You know, college kids were born post 2000.
Yeah. Crazy.
I mean, there's nothing worse than delivering
College
a keynote and not
graduates- college
realizing that
graduates
until
were
you're
born.
on stage
Yeah.
doing analogies.
Gotta stay up to date.
That means you're old.
30-second synopsis is next. Marcus hits us with 9 words. I have slam poetry. No snapping, please. Marcus, are you ready?
Sure.
He thinks so. He says sure to
It's a
make
lot
it
of
sound
pressure,
more
man. There's a
impressive.
lot of people
This
watching
is
you.
real. This is
By the way, if you've got 9 words better, send that over.
yeah. Send
Yeah,
him in
send
9
it over.
words.
Send me a
Princess
nice little
Bride.
text.
Yeah, you think
Send
you
in
could
your
do it
9
better
words.
than me?
Oh, I've got one
Let's
more
see
note
it.
from the crowd. Let's expand on your wives being awesome.
Is that
Not
is that
sure
a,
who
hou- is
that's
that,
from,
is
but I
that
think it's probably housewife from
Fishers?
Carmel.
Yeah.
No, it says Kelsey Ramsey right there. She must have contact info from previous masterminds. This
Yeah.
is good.
All right. Here we go.
This is a good one, Marcus. This is a clever way to get people to hang out with you on your birthday. Oh, man.
Whatever it takes.
Whoever 513
Whatever
is,
it
keep them
takes.
coming all night. That made me LOL.
Okay. Wesley dies, but death cannot stop true love.
Oh,
That's
got
good,
a quote from the
Marcus.
movie,
Well done,
too.
buddy.
That was good.
Proud of you.
Thanks.
Great, man. It's fantastic. You guys can give Marcus
Really
a round of applause. We
appreciate
are
that,
live.
guys.
That was great. It is his birthday. All right. Slam poetry. True story. Kelsey gave Remington a hard time for my slam poetry, me feeling so passionate about it and them never reacting. They started giving rounds of applause on the
That's true.
podcast
Live.
recording. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
feel
were
like
driving somewhere, and she's
You
like,
guys can decide if you
never-"
want to applaud or not, but
It is pretty impressive, even though. Do you use ChatGPT?
That's all you had to say. No, I don't.
Wow.
To figure out all my top 9s, I do, though. But not this.
That's true.
Looking for a satirical happy ever after story that only the weird kids in high school had seen? Have we got a show for you? Is that Prince Humperdinck
weird kids.
or Lord Farquaad?
Farquaad.
You've never witnessed how gentlemen fight until you've seen The Princess Bride. From the moment Wesley poisoned him, with the wine, I realized I had never seen the second half of this movie. As you wish. Billy Crystal for the win. Six Finger Man was a coward and shady. Was Buttercup the original Jenny? I died when Andre the
Original
Giant
Jenny.
yelled, "Hello, lady." The original Jenny.
Yeah, I
So
get
many.
it.
Oh, are you
I
done?
get it.
I'm done.
All right.
Oh, they liked
right.
it. They liked it. Good.
So a couple
don't-
of recalls. Jenny is from a Forrest Gump episode.
And it's the same actress.
You did As You Wish in
You
the
know
Goonies
it's the same
voice.
actress, right?
That was Hey You Guys.
Oh my gosh! It is the original Jenny. She was pulling from watching him fight this humongous ROUS.
Welcome to the cover, where we tell Brett about the movie he just watched.
You really didn't know that?
No, but now the whole time I'm like, she looks so familiar. There's no
wonder
way I
she's
don't
the
know who
original
this
Jenny.
girl is.
But when you did As
He
You
really
Wish,
means this. He
you
is
did
not.
that.
He's not joking.
Never seen the Goonies.
Well, that's
as
it's,
well.
Hey, you
I know about
guys.
the I know
That's
about
what you
the
did.
shirt off dance.
I don't know about that. I don't know. What
That's
you're
not a
talking about.
Goonies thing. Shirt off dance.
That's a weird
What is that?
Saturday night at the Wiggins.
Truffle shuffle. That's Goonies.
Anyway, the point is,
Anyway,
it's
let's
As
move
You.
on.
It doesn't matter.
My
Yep.
goodness.
The point is, yes, she's the original Jenny.
Anyway,
and
what
the
made you
current
think?
Jenny. Yeah, what made you think?
Hey, just like The Passion, this is also based on a real book.
Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming. Good.
Written by William Goldman. Published by Night. It's still going out there.
A real book.
I got more.
There's still one person that hasn't realized what the real book for The Passion. There's someone that will.
Oh.
It'll hit.
I'm just
Yeah.
glad that the two people who think I'm funny are here right now. Remington and Jessica. Those are the two people.
Give her a mic. Yeah, it was written in 1973. Really weird thoughts around this book. So, I mean, basically it took a couple decades to get made as a movie. He was on set, and I looked up tons of fun. I've got tons of fun facts for this. The one that kept coming up is he ruined takes. So, like in the Fire Swamp, which is coming up.
Oh, Rob Reiner did?
Not Rob, the writer, William Goldman.
Oh,
because
he was there?
It was apparently the Fire Swamp was a cool set, and it was really hot when they were filming. They were filming in the UK, so most of this was filmed in the UK. There was only one shot that was filmed in Hollywood, and it was the last one of him, the grandpa saying, "As you wish." Everything else was filmed in the UK. So this, anyway, they're filming the Fire Swamp, and not Robin Thicke. What's her name? Robin what?
Right.
Right. Yes.
Dude,
Wow,
they need
this
to
would
be
be
here every
way
week. This would be
easier if
so
you guys
easy.
would just
House of
show up
Cards.
in Rem's
Nate,
basement.
this is how you produce. This is good.
Crowdsourcing wisdom. Anyway,
We didn't hear you.
what were we talking about? Oh, her dress catches on fire, and he screams out, "Her dress is on fire!" Which would totally be what Brett would do on stage,
Oh, yeah.
if like they're filming.
Definitely.
But he ruined takes, so he wasn't allowed to be there anymore.
Nice.
Yeah. And Rob Reiner and Cary Elwes, the main character, could not be in any scene, could not be while Billy Crystal was filming.
That's what I've seen.
Billy Crystal
Yeah.
had everyone. I mean, he's only in
Well,
like
because-
3 minutes of the movie.
Because Rob basically told him, just go.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Which is really sad because how many takes were ruined because they laughed? That would have
Yeah.
been even funnier. That made the movie. Do you know who Billy Crystal is?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
All right. Here's the first thing that
He's
made
the
me think.
healer. He did the miracles.
Magic Max?
Magic Max.
Magical Max?
Yes.
Max.
Here's the first thing that made me think. I said, so we've got Wesley and Buttercup there on the farm, right? And she's just everywhere. She's just ordering him around and saying, "Do this for me, do this for me, do this for me," and he just keeps saying, "As you wish." So I said to Jessica the other day, I was like, "Hey, just tell me whatever to do, and I'll just say as you wish." And she just laughs at me. She's like, "That would definitely not be you. Like, you would not be able to fall in love with somebody who did that to you all the time." And then we both agreed that would be Brett. Brett would 100% be the one that would just be like, "As you wish, as you wish."
Thank you. Did you expect
So-
laughs? Because
so
I
you-
feel like everyone thought that was very endearing, actually.
No, I wasn't expecting
Oh,
laughs.
good.
I'm making the point that, like, that's you, not me. I wouldn't be able to be Wesley.
That's for sure. 0% chance.
I would have been gone. I would have been so gone.
She would have been Fomboy. Fetch me that pail of water. Be like, get it yourself. You're standing right there. I gotta go.
Or just a laugh.
You're
and out the door.
literally right there.
You can touch it. Get it. Yeah.
But Brett would definitely say, "As you wish."
It's the right, it's
there
the right
you go,
thing to
my
do.
man.
Thanks.
A lot of flowers
Thank
this
you.
morning.
Or night, whatever time it is.
Sure.
Day. It's good. It's really, really good. How many people do you think went into this movie in theaters not knowing it was going to be satire? Do you think? Because this happened with the
I don't know. We'd have to watch the trailer to know that.
There was wasn't there a Mean Girls remake recently, right?
Yes.
And it was a musical.
And they didn't tell
And
anybody.
no, they didn't tell anybody.
Why would they do that? And then why
Because
would
they
not?
probably thought people were like, it's a musical. And instead they were like, it's a musical.
Then they should have made it a musical.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. I just thought about that while watching. You know,
Okay.
this would have been tough.
That was a good one.
Yeah, thanks. What made you think?
I just said, what in the world was she doing out there all by herself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, she's just on this farm.
And by the time they start walking up, you can just you're on a horse. Just run away.
I don't know. Why is she out there by herself?
Because that was the only solace she had. It said it in the movie. The only happiness she found was when she rode every day.
No. I'm talking about the
beginning of the
farm.
movie when Wesley's. I didn't get
we're
the. I
still
didn't get
in
the
the
vibe,
beginning?
By the way, I didn't get the vibe that she was by herself. It wasn't.
Does she have family there? Did you ever see any family?
We
I
don't-
didn't see any
we
She had
family.
farm
We
boy.
don't seen them, but I do. I feel like if you have a farm boy.
Farm boy.
Farm boy. FOM.
Yeah, a little shady situation now that I think
Well,
about
no,
it.
but you're. I mean,
That's so you're catching on.
I'm picking up what you're putting
Yeah.
down. Yeah, she just grew up with this random guy that's her age. that-
no, she has parents and they're there.
Where?
You know what? Here's what I. Does she,
People
if she,
died young.
Brett, you're supposed to watch this critically.
She wasn't.
like in Braveheart. The parents just died and left 13-year-old and 11-year-old
I could
kids
see
just
that.
raising themselves.
I could see that.
But not with like an attractive man that just fetches pails of water all the time.
He's very kind. He's a kind man.
I did write this down. Epic start, epic story, epic finish. A classic, they just don't make them. Like the classic, they just don't make them like this anymore. Like they just don't make them like this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know that. I mean, what would you put as a movie that's like this movie? There's not a lot. Although like all my favorite movies have that kind of endearing element to it. Like Dan in Real Life, we've said it on this show.
Text us if you can.
Yeah, if you can
one.
think of another movie that's like this movie, send it in. You guys are cracking me up over here. I got some good stuff coming out. But like, it's got every element of it's hilarious. There's battle scenes that makes you laugh, cry, and think. You know, the whole.
I thought the
The
meme.
Jimmy V?
I
Jimmy
thought the
V.
meme
Jimmy V?
that
The Jimmy V
producer Nate
trifecta.
posted was great. I can't remember everything that it said, but it basically said this is the perfect movie.
Yeah, it
Producer
is.
Nate, was
Yeah.
that Chat GPT or did you come up with that? The Facebook post that describes the Princess Bride?
Use ChatGPT to make memes.
I think I just found it and shared it with
Oh,
him.
figured
it
out
is
what I'm
great.
doing every
It is
now and
really,
now.
really great. Great job,
Anyway.
Nate, Marcus, whoever
Nice
it was.
job, Nate.
Great stuff.
I thought that it
Great
did
stuff.
a very good job there.
One of my favorite moments was when I realized the movie was what the movie was when Wesley and Montoya have the conversation pre-battle,
Sure.
pre-sword fight. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
All the lines in it.
All the lines.
Do you always begin conversations this way?
We're in this like 30-second culture now where everything's right away, and that got me. I was hooked.
No.
apparently,
By the way,
for whole thing.
I definitely could sympathize with Inigo Montoya. No way would I have waited for him to get up that wall. No chance.
So I
then
always
you're not
run into this
sympathizing
issue.
with him.
No, I do. I am. So because he didn't wait either.
He didn't?
Inigo Montoya threw the rope down to him.
Oh,
you guys
oh,
remember the movie?
You mean
I thought
would-
you meant to
so
kill
you
him.
meant
Like,
like
he
you,
gets up
he
and he
thought you
lets
were saying
him.
you throw like a rock on his head. You couldn't wait.
Yeah.
You were saying
if I was going to
Now, hold on.
wait for him to get up there, I would
sympathize
It's
or
empathize is what you're going for, rhetoric
sympathize
major.
or empathize. No. This is important.
Yeah, anytime
Many
we
people in
can
the crowd get
correct
this
you.
wrong.
Yeah.
Did you do this to make it a teaching moment?
No.
Okay. Nate's saying hurry up and move on anyway. So it's good.
He does this to us.
It's
And then he
needed.
tells us how great our episodes are when he's not
Oh,
there.
A Knight's Tale, that's up there too. A Knight's Tale is good.
It's like this. Yeah, that's in the
Yeah.
same.
We did that.
realm.
That was a fun episode. And there's a kiss at the end. I think we should get to that at some point.
Well, the guy with 6 kids thinks we should get to the kiss at the end. Interesting.
What do we think of this take? Forrest
some
Gump?
point.
Would you put Forrest Gump in this category if it has everything?
It's
Jenny
got
is
a
in
girl.
it, and she's
Robin, what's her name?
Robin Thicke.
Robin Wright.
Jenny, the original Jenny, the original Jenny.
Is this the original shape?
All right, so Wesley is running after the Princess Bride. Actually, Count of Monte Cristo is not like this movie, but it's like this movie. Now that I think about it, I've got a take there.
No.
Yes.
No.
His wife thinks he's dead, so she gets remarried, and now he's trying to come back disguised as someone else.
Oh.
It's literally the same plot.
Just because you're upset with the leading lady of all three movies doesn't mean the movies are.
No, it is a similar concept.
I mean, it's pretty close.
I've never seen him more
Pretty close?
enraged. Hold on. I've never seen him more enraged at a character than Jenny from Forrest Gump. Just irrationally, irrationally enraged at the character Jenny.
You don't tell this guy.
I can see the vein in your
I'm
head. It's
angry
still
about
coming
it.
back.
And then as soon as she needs something, she decides it's time to sell Forrest.
Yeah,
and
by the way, here's your kid. Bye.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I get it.
It's
Wouldn't be fun.
the whole relationship. It's when it's convenient.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's not. I'm deciding that Buttercup is not as bad as Jenny, but this was the origin story that grew into Jenny.
I don't know why she
Why
had
in
to
the world did
marry
you
the
think that
prince.
she's bad?
Like it wasn't like there was like.
Well, it sounded like he chose his
Oh, so
bride.
she
It
has
did.
to.
They did say he chose. Now I didn't know. It sounded like she was able to deny or whatever. And she
How
did.
did he find her? I thought she was just down in a field somewhere.
How many lovely blonde girls live by themselves in the forest?
I don't know, bro.
Did you guys
I
know
have
it
no
was
idea.
Wesley right away?
You know what's funny is I was watching this with my
10-year-old
kids.
Remington did not.
I was watching this with my kids, and Jude, my 6-year-old,
Yeah.
goes, "Is that Wesley?" And I was like, "It's that obvious."
Yeah.
So,
Really?
so time out. So you're saying 6-year-old Jude knew, but Buttercup, because he has a mustache and a mask on, did not. And it was 5 years later.
She was
thought
blind.
He was
She
dead.
had a blind.
She thought he was dead.
Much like the Count of Monte Cristo. Thank you very
Oh, you
much.
just walked right into that.
Thank you very, very much. Marcus needs one more.
I never said
Marcus-
that. I never said that
Marcus
he wasn't.
needs
I
one
never
more.
said that it wasn't like the Count
You
of Monte
didn't
Cristo.
agree it was.
Definitely
That
some
was
movie
enough.
magic. This is the kind of movie where you have to like
There's
take
lots
the
of
movie magic.
One of my favorite
in
movie
stride.
magics is the giant picking her up by her skull.
Yeah.
That was good. He's strong. I don't
How
know if he's
about
that
how
strong.
about just the fact that everybody just passes out, just like he reaches up and grabs her
you want a
throat,
fun
and
fact?
then she just falls over.
So
Somebody
Wesley,
really did-
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They had to shut down production for 2 days. So the scene where they come out of the fire swamp and the 6-fingered man hits Wesley.
Yeah.
That's a real take. He really does. That's why they fade it really quick. I think they're nervous about displaying it. But they hit him. He actually gets like a fracture or something. Like he goes to the emergency room. They shut down production for 2 days. But he told him to hit him. He's like,
Really?
I want it to look real, so hit me.
Did he hit Inigo Montoya
No.
when Inigo Montoya went down?
No.
I didn't.
No,
think
because
so.
it's on record that Inigo Montoya only had a bruised rib from holding in laughter from laughing at Billy Crystal. That's a real fact.
Dude, it took me. So Jessica and I don't know, at least 12 years ago, had watched like all of the Criminal Minds episodes.
Mandy Patinkin.
And I can't tell you how long it took me to realize that was the same actor.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I had no idea.
You know he had to leave the show because it was too dark for him.
Yes, Criminal
Yeah.
Minds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He couldn't handle like those scenes over and over again, so he had to leave the show.
But he was fantastic
He is
in
fantastic.
that
in
show.
But do you know his favorite role of all time?
Inigo Montoya.
Inigo Montoya.
Yeah.
Yep.
How could it not be?
Which kind of sucks to peak in '87.
Yeah, but he didn't peak.
It's like John Grisham. He wrote one good novel, and now the
It's
other one's
his favorite. It's not like what he was.
Am I wrong?
Yeah,
His
you're
best
wrong.
novel was the first one.
No.
But Princess Bride took so long.
No. What novel is better than A Time to Kill?
Of his?
Please, I will wait for the audience to send me a Grisham novel that's better than A Time to Kill.
I mean, I don't think it's his best.
It's not his best?
Let me think about it. I'll
best.
tell you which one I think is his best.
Anyway, like Uncle Rico, he peaked in high school.
I've never seen an episode of Criminal Minds.
Have you read a Grisham novel?
No.
Then move on.
We shall.
The fight scene still, they all crack me up. That's what I wrote down.
The dialogue.
It's so funny.
Yeah. They
I
did their
mean,
own stunts though too. That was actual jousting. Like that was
The
actual swordplay.
entire scene.
Not jousting.
The
Swordplay.
entire scene where they're fencing, the scene where they're wrestling, and then the scene against Vicini. All three scenes, you could quote. They could be every quote that we say, and that could be our entire episode. They are so freaking funny. Is freaking okay? Is that okay, Tammy?
Mom.
I feel
It's
like
iffy.
freak, good, frick.
Freaking.
Freaking. Yeah.
I saw her looked over at my dad when you said it, so just calm down. Just
Okay. I'm counting. I'm counting.
She gets up. Did you notice Wesley, while he's choking Andre the Giant, he's asking him questions to get him to talk?
Yeah.
So he passes out faster?
Like an anaconda.
Brains.
Who's your favorite
Wow.
supporting actor in this movie?
I took a left turn. Aren't they all supporting actors? I don't know.
No, I mean, you've got...
Who's the... if you had to name...
Cary
this is
Elwes.
easy. This is
The-
easy. My favorite supporting actor is the priest.
Mowage.
Yeah, for sure.
True love.
Love, true love, will follow us.
I'm pretty sure, and he's here today.
Forever.
My dad has married, I think, 10 couples. You did that on stage one time, right? Yeah, he's done that at real weddings.
During the wedding or
During
during the
the wedding.
rehearsal?
No,
Because I
during
feel
the
like
wedding.
I've seen it during the rehearsal for sure.
Yeah. Not my wedding.
Yeah.
Anything else? That
Well, I was in Brett's wedding too.
I don't believe that that's your favorite. I mean, we have Don Rickles.
No,
Not
it is.
Don Rickles.
It's my favorite. Not Don Rickles.
Not
He's
Don
not in this
Rickles.
movie.
He
Billy
was
Crystal?
considered. I'm sorry, Don Rickles was considered for Vicini,
Oh,
which would have been a great.
Who
play.
does play Vicini? He's an actor I
awesome.
know.
Producer
but,
Nate?
You know, as soon as you see him, you're like, I know that guy.
Well, both those guys, Don Rickles and Homeboy, was in Toy Story because one of them's Rex and the other one is Mr. Potato Head. Wallace Shawn.
Well,
Wallace.
Wasn't gonna
Wallace
guess
Shawn.
that.
Name one other movie Wallace Shawn is in.
I do want to ask the audience a question to text Remington. What's worse, 10 years and no change from the Count of Monte Cristo, or 5 years and a mustache and a mask? Which is least believable for the entire
This was
community
the
to
hot
not
take.
to
This
not
was the one that you wanted to say.
Yeah, I think it's important to
All right.
you know these
Put it in there.
These movies are very
Vote.
nostalgic.
Which
for these
one's
two.
worse?
They
Just
love
say
them.
Wesley or what's his face?
All right, so on the
Count.
Grisham thing, I love this live feature. This is great. Affirm, the Firm.
The Firm is great.
A Time to Kill and Pelican Brief. Now,
Oh, Pelican Brief's
I have
good.
not read The Firm. I've seen the movie. That
You've
is
never
great.
read The Firm?
I have not read The Firm. But would you say it's better than A Time to Kill? You think it's up there?
It's definitely close.
A Time to Kill is just now he steals a little bit
It's
from
kinda
To
like
Kill a
To
Mockingbird,
Kill a
and a
Mockingbird. That's
couple
the thing.
others. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the most original, you could argue that is The Firm, but all these guys steal from each
Pelican
other.
Brief is very original.
So most people are saying 10 years, no change is worse.
So a
And
Count of
by
Monte
most,
Cristo.
the one person that texted in.
Okay. That is most. You love that movie. And that bothered me.
Okay.
And also the random mustache that he has, but then doesn't
This
have.
goes with the fight scenes. If someone tells you that Plato, Aristotle, and Socrates are all morons, they're the moron.
It's a good rule of thumb. to
Right?
Keep. Yeah.
Cool, Marcus.
So Wesley, he's good to go.
That's a hot take, man.
Thanks, man. I'm just telling you what I wrote down.
Wesley,
How many pages
speak-
of notes do you have for this episode?
I have 2 pages, and
14 pages of quotes.
I wrote down some more quotes on the other side.
Why did you write in pink?
Because that's what Quinn got me when I asked her to get me something.
when Wesley, see, he's master delegator. Didn't know what was in his bucket.
This is a family show.
Speaking of Wesley, though, he's more like us than you give him credit for.
More like you.
Because,
He's exactly like
Well,
you.
let me tell you why. He enters the forest, and when he says, it's not that bad,
Yeah.
okay?
Downplaying.
It gave me flashbacks of every bad idea I've ever had that Riley just went along with because she's like,
He says it's not that bad.
all right, it's going to be fine. Or like directions or basically anything. I was
Nonsense.
Wesley.
You're only saying that because no one ever has.
Yeah. Great quote.
I remember that quote. All right, let's keep rolling. What
It's
else made
That's
us?
when
It's literally
it says-
the scene
it
you're
says,
talking
hey,
about.
we're
You're
going
walking
into the fire swamp. We'll never survive. Nonsense. You're only saying that because no one ever has.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. Remembered it now.
That is a Brett line for sure.
This is
you would
nice.
you would
Thank
you
you.
would say that.
That's good.
Yeah.
You would say that line.
I think so.
Nonsense. You're just saying that because no one's ever.
That brings
never-
me
never
to
done it.
Buttercup's Jenniness. So the Rouses, the R-O-U-S.
The
No
Rouses.
one calls them the
Okay.
Rouses.
The
Rodents of
rodents
Unusual
Tell me
Size.
this is the
of
first time you've seen
extraordinary.
I
it.
don't
It's
think
the
they exist.
R-O-U-S's.
It's rodents.
By the way, I don't
of-
even think they're rodents of unusual size. I think that they're people dressed up as rodents.
It's 100% what they are.
Mhm.
One of them was really fast and the other one could barely move in it, so that's
Yeah.
what gave them their character. Fun fact. That's a fact.
Well, it is a movie, so I
It
didn't
was-
think it was a real rat. So that's good to know that they were people.
Well, I mean, his
Wow.
shoulder gets bit up.
Yeah. How does that happen?
Anyways, she just stands there and watches him get attacked.
What's she gonna do?
There
She's
was
probably 50
a
pounds.
sword 10 feet away from her.
That
She
weighs
tried
more
to
than
hit it
she
with
does.
a log, but it didn't work very well.
I think it was very disheartening how she just stood there and let it happen. So that's when I decided she was Jenny. And then I found out she was Jenny today. So any other takes on the
which
forest?
of our
I cannot believe
which
you
of our
didn't know
wives
that.
which of our wives is most likely to pick up a sword and kill the RUS?
Which of
For
our
some
wives?
reason, I wanted to say Jessica
I was gonna say
immediately.
Jessica, too.
Okay, so it's Jessica. Yeah. She's not
She's the
afraid.
most okay with blood squirts, I think.
That's true.
Yeah.
Kelsey, be like, ew, stop, ew, stop.
No, it is. It's Riley has 0. It's no blood squirts. Kelsey has a small, on the scale of 1 to 10, maybe a 3. Jessica's a 5, 6.
I feel like,
7?
oh yeah.
whatever
Don't
the
forget
highest
producer
is.
Shelley.
Oh wow. Okay.
Whatever the
All
highest
right.
is.
Producer
I don't
Shelley
know.
will
Shelley
pick
can put
up.
up. You like blood squirts? Yeah. Okay. She's a fan. It's good.
Shelley, please text the cover the blood squirtiest movie you've watched.
Ooh, you good.
Nate,
Nate's gonna
you can help her out too.
Nate's gonna help.
I want to know.
Actually,
I want to know that from everybody. What's the blood
What's the
squirt?
blood
What's the
squirtiest
level of blood squirt that you will
that you're
accept
okay
in a
with?
movie?
Well,
and
first-
Kelsey, I don't know the
That's a
answer to
good
this because we
question.
talked about this last episode. I don't know the answer. Did you watch The Passion of Christ? Because you said, did you watch the blood squirts in that movie? Oh, great.
He's fine.
We just need
Hey,
some
Kelsey,
paper
can I get
towel.
a paper towel?
It's like we're right back at the Ramsey's house on a Monday night. This is great.
He would just be texting her
And we
instead.
have some. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Benji.
there's no
super fan.
sugar in Diet Coke, so this is just basically
Is
water.
there sugar in coffee?
There is no sugar.
Okay. All right.
Wow. There's a callback, Chris Gibson.
About did it again.
Okay. Here's a question.
Shelley watched Saw. Now we're talking.
Saw's
Which, by the way, has Wesley.
Yeah.
Wesley is the main character in Saw.
I'm beginning to realize Hollywood actually has like 8 actors total.
Total?
And they just hop around and do different
No,
movies.
it's just at the cover. Whenever we watch a movie, we're like, "Oh, we should watch this movie." And
Is
it's
it
with
kinda
the
like-
same
because
actors
it's
from
with
the
the same
last
people.
But is it kind of like when
Yeah.
you don't recognize cars until you have that car and then you start seeing those cars? All the
I
time?
don't know,
Is that
Brett.
it?
I knew that all the actors acted in all the movies.
Every time I hear Vicini, I think of that opening of the soundtrack to Mufasa. Vicini. You know? No, just
Nope.
me. All right, we can move on.
That's good.
Pajamas,
Marcus,
Do you guys listen to
on the
that?
bottom.
No, that's Lion
Pink
King.
pajamas,
Do you listen to
things-
Mufasa soundtrack? It's Lin-Manuel.
Oh, no.
It's
there's
Lin-Manuel.
one song you
haven't
hate.
been listening.
There's one
I
song
do
you
not.
dislike.
Well, I just
All right,
hate it in
I said
context.
this. I said this. He says, death cannot stop true love. Okay? Do you guys believe in true love?
To believe.
So no.
So meaning there's one person for each person.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I think God has will, but He also can take our mistakes and make them good.
Cannot wait
so-
for the wives takeover
Yeah.
episode.
I don't believe in it. At
I
all.
have to work so hard. If it was like,
I think it would
Perfect.
be. I think it would be hard to believe in that and believe in second chances, deaths. And
I just don't believe in it
marriages.
at all. But you know, it made it into my 9 words because that's what the movie's about and true love and everything else.
I don't
But,
think necessarily
it's just
that true love
romantic,
means
right?
that, though. I don't think that's what true love means.
okay.
I think.
Expand.
True. I don't know that the movie is saying.
Like there's only one person.
like you think
There's
the movie
only,
is saying
this is the only person for you. I think true love is true, like the
Like you have to choose it?
aletheia, like yeah, like love is a
Aletheia?
verb, kind of thing.
You mean agape?
Mm-hmm. That's what
Is
I
that
meant.
what you were going for?
Oh, I was gonna say that, but then I said aletheia instead. Riddle me that. There's also that's truth. That's not love. Yeah.
you didn't want to
Is
give
that
up
what's
the
on your
whole.
back? Hold on. Is that what's tattooed on
Yes.
your back?
Yeah. It's truth, not love. We don't have to keep talking about
What's
it.
mine say?
Why don't you have a tattoo?
He doesn't know the word.
I've asked you for a rec many times. Actually, Rod actually might be my next.
What percentage of this? Raise your hand if you have a tattoo.
Right there.
Wow. Out of 200 people, like 170 of them have a tattoo.
That's amazing.
That's pretty impressive.
awesome.
Wow.
All
Very
right.
cool. By the way, shout out to Books and
Is that-
Brews. We're
actually-
going to have to get a bigger venue next time.
Yeah.
text in your tattoo artists. I'm getting text. They have to do text. I found out some don't do text. They don't do words, letters.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want someone who
Interesting.
doesn't do script.
Yeah.
And it's not
All right.
text,
I
it's
said a
script.
business plan is only as good as the succession plan. Right? because the Dread Pirate Roberts, they're going through the forest, and he says, no, I'm not the Dread Pirate Roberts. I thought that the succession plan there was really, really good.
Genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Although, do people just lie
What's
to
the
themselves?
succession plan for Parks Place Pub?
Well, see, that's the thing. If you want to get super technical, it's impossible to have an exit plan for restaurants. Like, you make your money while you're in restaurants. You don't make it on the
and then you
exit.
just close.
No, you sell it, and you get a little bit, but you don't make money off that. You make your money while you're in restaurants.
That's a good point.
I learned that from a guy who owned a Moondog, and then he sold for $0, and he was right. Because it's
That
not Moondog
place
anymore.
was
You just-
like
it's just a
14
cash
different
flow.
things.
Do you guys remember Moondog Tavern?
On 96th Street, right down the street, right?
Did it close again? It's been 7 things since
Yeah,
Moondog.
it was.
I have no idea.
It was like a pirate thing for a little
yeah,
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't go well.
That was really smart. That's good. Good
It was
theme.
going so badly, they let me run a divisional event there the day before for free. And we're just like, yeah, show up at 10 a.m., somebody will be there. And
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Were they?
Kind of.
Hey, another person watched Saw.
Sounds great.
Hey, another person.
I love Saw. We should do Saw.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to
During
talk about.
Halloween- during our
Oh,
Halloween
for
episodes.
sure. We do Halloween episodes in
we have
October.
Silence of the Lamb as a.
Oh, I will do
spooky-
Silence of the Man.
Yeah.
That's what's
Silence of the Man or Silence of the Lamb?
No, yeah.
I want to get into Billy Crystal,
Ooh.
without a doubt, because it might be the best 3-minute.
So
it's not.
good.
It's not a cameo because he's not himself, but
No,
it's
not
a
a cameo. It's just a small role.
It's a pop-in. It's the pop-up shop version of.
But
He's
again,
so
I wonder.
funny.
I wonder.
Him and Rob Reiner, I think, are good friends.
Do we
Must
know what
be.
he got paid for? Hey, you're going to show up for one day. I don't even have a script for you. Here's the objective. Go.
No, but we have a producer.
He's still
for that.
getting paid.
He could probably demand some pretty amazing stuff. That was the peak. Of
Find out what
Oh,
Billy
yeah.
Crystal got paid, Nate. See if that's in
Billy
Chat
Crystal,
GPT.
Princess Bride.
And if you want to speed race Nate, text us.
Oh, you'll beat him. You don't have to go fast. Take your time. You can go get a beer first if you want to. Yeah, he's talking about Wi-Fi.
Is the Wi-Fi better than
It's
Rem's?
pretty unfair that we dog him so much when he doesn't have a mic. It's actually pretty awesome.
It's
Can't fight
amazing.
back.
It is
That
amazing.
whole scene is so funny. I mean, the Billy Crystal. I tried to wear my shirt that says "Get Back Witch," and I wanted Jessica
Back
to
Witch.
wear her shirt that says "I'm not a witch, I'm your wife." And she didn't, so I didn't.
Jessica is claiming that she can do 10 out of 10 on blood squirts. Do you?
I think that's
you agree
true.
with that?
Yeah.
What would be a 10 out of 10
Probably
Braveheart?
like John Wick.
Braveheart's pretty up there. John Wick? I haven't.
The feedback I've gotten about John Wick as a movie is amazing.
Pretty gory.
We got to do it.
She can watch
Patriot
anything gory. Yeah, no big deal.
What is Patriot? Scale 1 to 10 for you?
for gore?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean it's like eight or 9.
Oh, wow.
I feel
So
like.
I can handle
Here's the
10.
here's the thing about Patriot. Like the height of gore is pretty gory. It's just not the whole movie. So you're
Fury.
gonna have
I mentioned Fury
Yeah,
in the
that's
last
brutal.
episode.
Who has
that
better?
One's pretty bad.
Who has better horse gore than the Patriot?
horse gore.
Horse gore.
Horse gore.
And
Horse gore.
I don't know
in
any
70
Just
better
make sure you
horse
say that.
gore. Yes. Oh, Riley's seen Patriot as well, all the way through. It was while she was a small child, though.
Did you watch the cannon taking the
parents'
leg
home.
off? And
I don't think
Yeah.
the blood squirts in the
I think
Patriot
the
are bad at
cannonball
all.
takes the head off.
I didn't leave the
I would
Patriot
put the
going.
Patriot
that
at
was,
like a 5.
Yeah, I was at 7 or 8 seems pretty.
I'm saying
intense.
so. Here's what I'm saying is like the level of gore when it is happening is pretty gory. But if you're talking about like gore throughout the entire movie, there's going to be movies that beat
the
it.
peak gore.
Like
of
Saw
the
is
movie.
pretty gory for like the last 10 minutes of the movie. So you have like
I
you
don't
know,
remember
Saw
a lot
2
of
is
Saw,
just
but I
messed
remember
up.
watching Saw and going, "That was awesome."
You really
Good twist, right? Amazing
Oh,
twist,
yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan
Pretty
of twists.
gory.
Big fan.
I've got to thank Sarah Hudson for my brand new Books and Brews mug.
That's sweet.
Aw,
Yeah.
thanks,
A
Sarah.
good
pretty
mug
awesome.
is just like
I
hard to
brought
beat.
my OG one from the Mug Club because
That's
I
my
thought
favorite.
That made sense.
That's my favorite shape of mug to drink coffee out of.
It's
That's got
great.
that little lip,
so I
you
brought
know?
this one, but for a while, Sarah and I were getting these for each other for our birthdays, and she remembered this time. And
This
it's a pretty
kinda
cool one
screams-
for the 10-year anniversary.
My 3rd grader made this in art class, but we're gonna sell it at the.
Wow, you know what's interesting
Yep.
is that the same person has made every single mug that's ever been
I'm
sold.
just doesn't it kind of look
at
like
Books
the
and
glue
Brews.
spilled and they were
And
just
his
like,
name is
let's-
on the bottom if you'd like to call him out.
Oh. Well,
Second
this
drink
one's
spilled.
beautiful. This one.
Well, those were
it's
his
cool.
first
it's cool.
ones.
It's neat.
Anyway.
Very cool.
Um,
Oh, what is that? Because this smells good.
mango.
Someone's saying $1,000 a day. That can't be right for Billy Crystal. Did you find anything? Is it that
It was
right?
1987.
That's right? No
Inflation.
way.
I thought he was there
In-
for a day.
You're not messing with me?
Inflation, man.
$1,000 a day. Dude,
Dude,
we
could
watched
we
Pretty
even-
Woman,
could
and
we
Julia
even-
Roberts made $300
Could we
a night
even
in
get
that movie.
Remington for $1,000 a day?
No
I
chance.
doubt it.
You're just going to let my Pretty Woman...
No chance. Here's the deal. For those of you mad at me about my Julia Roberts take from Oceans, I think she's beautiful. The scene they chose, what they chose to have her come out with after making a big deal was really weird. She came out in a business suit. It was
Whatever.
It was weird. It was a weird
Anyway,
choice.
So you've caught
Who's
fire from the
worse?
fans on that.
Hey, we need to do a who's worse, and I need some crowd participation.
Big
in this.
fan.
It just occurred to me that this is usually when people turn the podcast off,
It
and
might
so
be.
they're very confused.
Who's worse, Prince Humperdinck or Grandpa Joe? Everybody go. Everybody
Ooh,
go.
okay.
Grandpa Joe, we've talked about this a lot on the podcast from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? He's terrible. He's an awful person.
It's not close.
Because
it's Grandpa Joe.
he sits in bed for 20 years and then all of a sudden gets up and can go to the chocolate factory, right? He's a really terrible person. Rod, I can't look
By the way, you're not even including the fact that
So who's
his
worse,
daughter.
him or Prince Humperdinck, who literally just gets
Hold on.
Buttercup so that he can kill her, so that he could start a war?
Grandpa
Who's
Joe.
worse?
Grandpa Joe. It's not close.
Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, it's not,
Because
it's not
Grandpa,
close.
here's why Grandpa Joe is the
What
worst
do the people
villain.
have
of-
to say?
They are agreeing. Grandpa Joe. There's only one
Oh,
Humperdinck, and this
wow,
person's
lots
wrong.
of Grandpa
Who is
Joes.
this?
This is definitely a cover crowd.
Yeah. So listen to me. The reason why Grandpa Joe, and by the way, I was converted mid-episode about this Grandpa Joe take
I remember.
by Brett
Thanks.
and
Good.
Marcus.
Oh, good.
So here's,
No. Marcus was appalled by the take originally, I feel like.
no, that was me.
No.
Was
That
it
was me.
only you?
Listen to the show.
Okay.
bro.
Pretty sure it was my take.
So
No.
Pretty sure.
the point is,
Disagree
Grandpa
hard.
Joe is supposed to be a hero, but he's a villain. Humperdinck is just a villain, just like all the other villains. You're not even listening to me.
Makes
He's
it
already
so
moving
much
on
worse.
to his.
It makes
no,
it
I'm
so much
looking
worse.
to see if it was my take.
Expectations for Humperdinck are here. Expectations for Grandpa Joe are here, and he falls very, very, very short.
Grandpa Joe is kind of a bum, 20 years, and then walks around all day.
Dude, we all had.
I
the
wouldn't
take.
say that's
It was just
calling
a
him
matter of
the
like-
worst person in the history of cinema, which is what I did.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm just saying.
But
Hey, have we told
I
the
brought
people what your book
receipts.
is about?
My book?
Have we told anybody?
No, I mean on the show.
So
These guys all listen every
okay.
week.
Yeah.
okay, so we've told 200 people. We'll tell.
I'm just trying to figure out how
we'll
much I
retell
can
them.
tell without someone stealing it because it's such a good
No, you
idea.
can say it, it's
All
fine.
right. So Marcus is writing a book right now on movie villains and leadership principles you can take from them.
Yeah, lessons you learn.
Lessons you can learn from movie
villains.
villains. Fantastic
It's pretty good.
book.
I'm like 3 villains in.
Can you give us one? Give us a taste.
Grandpa Joe is on the cover of this book.
I really should do that.
I'm serious. It's wild. Can you imagine picking up the book and being so confused about so many things?
How to time your exit by Grandpa Joe. That's good. Give us one. Give us one villain example. Just one little.
No, not yet.
Okay, it's not ready yet. All right.
I might change things. It's not ready yet.
It's fair.
I'm just writing.
That's fair.
Ideating.
What's the difference? What's the real world
I'm
example?
going to give you a tip that someone gave me, especially now that we put it out there. Someone out there is writing a better book faster. That was the best tip that got me to print.
Yeah, remember, it's us. We said we were going to joke around.
Jessica's so
Oh,
glad.
you and me?
Jessica is so
Yeah.
glad you just said
So
that to me.
Brett and I decided that we wanted our we found out that Tolkien, I think it's a well-known fact that Tolkien and Lewis met at this certain pub and wrote together and hung out. So Brett and I did the same thing at a hookah bar on Fridays, and we got to print way faster. It's like our thing. So like that is our story.
Yep.
But I was saying, remember when we said we were going to joke around and be like, hey, Marcus, we're thinking about writing a book. It's kind of like yours.
Oh,
but it's
you
not.
and me? I am. I'm writing the book.
Okay.
It's like villains and like
Are you
lessons.
gonna try to
Not-
beat me? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
and
gonna
the title's better too.
All right, real world example of dead versus mostly dead.
Guys, the whole concept of mostly dead messed with me the entire childhood.
Your whole childhood?
My whole childhood.
Wow.
I
Because
thought
of this
there's
movie?
Yes. Yeah, I honestly believe there was like a mostly dead option.
Well, hey, some of my favorite Catholic friends are here. It sounds kind of like purgatory.
Oh, here we go.
I will add 15 minutes to the timer.
Oh man, it took us an hour to get canceled this episode. Usually we get canceled within the first 30 minutes, but we made it for an hour.
While I'm thinking about it, start sending in your favorite quotes from the movie so we can.
What are we
say
giving
those
the buckets
in a minute.
away for?
Number
Participation.
of text participation.
What?
Yep. So
No, they're just gonna blow me up now. Let's make it like.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can't be spamming. It has to be valuable.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
I'll
think
take
they want
points
an
off
opened.
if you
I don't
spam.
think they want an opened bottle of bourbon. So
Yeah, they do.
yeah.
I'm gonna give that away now.
Anyway, start. You're gonna give it away right now.
I'm gonna give one away right now.
How are you gonna do
I don't
this?
know. I'll think about it.
Yeah, you
I'm giving
come up
away
with
mine
it.
in the next 5 minutes, and then you can have this bottle of bourbon.
Anyway, start sending in your quotes because we're about to get there.
All right. What else made you stop and think?
I thought that the To the Pain was brilliant.
The pain.
Absolutely brilliant. When he's this guy, he says, "Hey, they don't need to know that I can't use a sword." Wesley, right? He's laying in bed. Humperdinck comes in. Humperdinck challenges him, right? And he says, "To the death." And he says, "No, to the pain." Right? And he says that you're going to lose your ears. You're going to lose all these different. You're going to lose everything but your ears, so that you can hear everybody screaming out, "Dear God, what is that thing?" Just playing on his vanity. So each time Wesley really shows us his skill at knowing what it is that motivates each of these individual people. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive because he could use his force because he's very good with the sword, even better than Montoya.
He wouldn't have been able to in this situation.
Yes.
Because
but
he had just been mostly dead.
he always led
like
with
an hour
his
ago.
brain, every time, much like the Count of Monte Cristo.
Okay.
Always out scheming, smarting first.
Dude, would Cary Elwes been a better Monte Cristo than Jim Caviezel?
No, Jim Caviezel's great. I did like
Love
Cary
that
Elwes.
movie.
I did like Cary Elwes in this though. He did a really good job. He was actually fun fact, they were smitten. Robin Wright and Cary Elwes were smitten, and that made it a little bit easier to concentrate and be in love.
Yeah.
Another Hollywood romance made in the movie.
Were they a thing after the fact?
I don't think so. I think it was just during the.
Got it.
It was kind of like
Sure.
Ocean's 11 when they made them hang out. It was just they made them make out instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not true.
Not true.
Not true.
Remington does not sign off
Might
on
have
that.
been. Might have been true.
Anything else make us stop and think? Before we
I
get to
just
quotes?
said that my kids really loved this, and I think that that's pretty cool when a movie has staying power like that.
Yeah.
Like this came out the year I was born. I turned 38 today, and my kids enjoyed this movie, and that's just great when you can have a movie that spans through different generations, and it's corny and it's stupid and it's extremely quotable, which we're about to get to. But
Here's a hot take.
oh boy.
Jenny is to Forrest Gump as Rose is to Titanic. Hey,
we're on to something.
what do we feel about this?
We're on to something.
We haven't done our Titanic episode.
We
I thought
haven't
that
done
was the wives'
Titanic
takeover.
episode.
I can tell you I'm going to hate Rose. That's fair.
Like, are we staying
Brett
with
doesn't
the-
actually remember it, but you know.
They've asked Leo
The boat
on
sank.
many occasions if there was room on the door. And one time he answered yes. That's pretty interesting. Although I think it would have sank. But the fact that she doesn't
They both
even
could have-
ask.
they
she
both
doesn't even
could have hung
ask.
on.
That's a
but
lot
they
of
both
surface
would've died.
tension. That's a lot of. Isn't that surface tension? There's a lot of surface area.
I'm sure that's what they were worried about during the time
I'm
of
just saying.
dying.
Okay, last question. Last thing that made me think, and this could be voted on too if they want. We talked about A Knight's Tale. We talked about Princess Bride. They say at the end that there are 5 kisses that were said to be the most passionate, the best kisses, and this one blew them all away. Did A Knight's Tale do it better or worse is the question. I want your guys' take first, but
The
I'm
final
open
kiss?
to theirs. I'm open to theirs.
The actual kiss on film?
I'm just saying. He said that it was voted that there were 5 of the most passionate,
Epic kisses.
and this one blew them all away. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like A Knight's Tale tries to go for that too. So,
Yeah.
what do you guys think? I like this one better personally, because like they're just like making out for a little uncomfortably too long.
In this
In A
one or in
Knight's
a
Tale.
so it's funny you bring that up because we were flipping through.
If you can see the pores of a tongue, that's when I'm like out on watching it.
I'm sure it would have been okay in your house. We were flipping through YouTube TV and A Knight's Tale was on, and I was like, "Oh, this is 2 days ago."
Are you judging me by saying I'm sure this would be okay in your house?
No, I'm letting the audience judge you. So
Gotcha.
with Night Still, awesome. And that scene comes up and all of a sudden Riley's like, yeah, we probably should. I'm like, you're right. We should. What are we doing?
With them making out?
Yeah. I mean, it was intense.
I mean, it's pretty close to what my kids see on a daily basis, so.
They've been prepared. Our kids constantly ask us to smoochy kiss, and they always ask us to stop squabbling.
Yeah.
Anytime. It's just how we talk.
That just means you're watching too much Bluey.
Yeah. We're mostly movies now. Mostly
movies.
And there hasn't been a new Bluey come out in like months. What the heck? Not that I'm counting. What are they doing?
How good is Bluey, though?
It's so good.
How good is it? I mean,
I haven't watched very many episodes, but there was one day when I had to have one of our kids over at my house, in my office.
One of these days, I had one of my own kids in my presence.
that reminds me of when Jim said he had to babysit his own kid.
It's pretty similar.
I got to babysit on Saturday.
Working.
I can't.
Who are you babysitting? My son.
To be clear, I was working, and I'm sitting there working, and I can't remember what it was that Jessica had to do, but I had to have one of the children.
So just to get clear, this was one of the 12 hours of the week you had dedicated to work. And it coincided with a moment where you needed to be in charge of a child.
Correct.
Okay, just making sure. We're good. Okay.
Those need to be very productive hours. So I throw a Bluey episode on in my office, and I have this child sitting on the chair. And I find myself just watching this Bluey episode like, holy cow, this is hilarious. Because the parents didn't want to play. And so they're like laying on the couch as like mounds or something like that. And they said, hey, as long as we're going to be mounds, we're good.
Everyone in this room knows the episode.
So
Everyone
funny.
knows. You don't have to tell us. We know the episode. Yeah. I have learned from Bluey, though.
So you remember Bluey episodes, but not really good movies?
100%.
There's
Ask
6
me
minutes.
Any question.
There's 6 minutes.
But what
it's like the conversation of how many episodes can you watch versus a movie.
I get it now. Brett does everything fast.
Really fast.
Except for two things.
Two things.
Yeah.
Text us at the cover. Text the number to guess the two things.
You know what Bluey's taught me? Every time my kids want to play or something, and I'm like, I don't have time. I'm like, they need 5 minutes. They need 5 minutes. Just be all in for 5 minutes.
Just put one episode of Bluey on.
Just
45 minutes later.
Dude, the 20-minute episodes they came out with.
Oh, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
Right,
why is that brilliant?
Quotes.
Oh, it was great.
Really?
You really got to dive in. It was great.
Yeah. It was like a movie at that point.
It was. It felt like
20 minutes.
It was a whole. I don't want to get into it. We'll do an episode.
Did you
pretty
cry?
passionate about this.
I think I've shed a tear during Bluey before.
Okay.
Oh, I've cried during Bluey.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I haven't watched enough episodes.
So Bluey teaches parents how to play with kids. That's what I've decided. And that's why it's us parents. Like I've put
instead of playing with your kids, you watch.
You watch other
playing
parents
with
play.
kids. Got it.
Yeah.
It's like studying for the test.
Yeah.
That's how I study.
Got it.
Yeah.
Understood.
It's like a Jimmy V speech in 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes.
I definitely know some of the
Do you guys know what we're talking about
do.
when we say that? So Jimmy V had that famous speech, and in the speech, he's dying of cancer, and I think he dies within a month or two of this speech. And on the stage, he says, everything that I do now, I make sure every single day I do 3 things. I laugh, I cry, and I think. And if I can do those 3 things, I've had a full emotional day. And I just think that some of the best books and movies do that.
And
That's
Bluey episodes.
And Bluey episodes.
Yes.
In
5
6
minutes. 6, yeah. But if you're counting the intro, which you got to watch the intro. You got it. Are we ready for quotes?
Yes, let's do quotes.
Let's do it.
Are we going to sprinkle these in, or are you just going to rapid fire over there? Or do we want to have them come up and talk on my mic?
My favorite quote, I think, not favorite, but one that just made me laugh so hard.
Send us your.
They're sending in quotes right now.
Send us in your quotes, your favorite quotes.
You hypopatanic lion bass. The put downs in this movie are awesome.
Oh yeah,
they're so
Could be
good.
pig.
Especially when they're going after Humperdinck.
Yes.
And by the way, Humperdinck alone.
Every time you say the word, I get uncomfortable.
Humperdinck.
Is a funny enough thing to just go after. You could spend days just on Humperdinck. Mm-hmm. Right?
Is that your take?
I think so.
All right.
More quotes.
If I go further, then Tammy might leave.
That's true. It is past her bedtime. Give us the gate key. I have no gate key. Fezzik, tear off his arms. Oh, you mean this gate key?
Marcus?
Is this a kissing book? I love that part. I think it's so funny.
Was he not
Dude,
and then by the end,
so I wrote
by
down
the end, he's okay
the
with
child actor of the late 80s, early 90s?
Yeah, Fred Savage.
it. Savage.
And Ben Savage was Boy Meets World, by the way. Killer family.
Oh.
Brett's just-
Wow. Because I was like, he looks so familiar, but I know of the Wonder Years. I never watched the Wonder Years. Why do
Yeah,
I know
but
this
Wonder
guy?
Years was so
someone
big
told us
that
one
even if
time
you didn't
that
watch it, you
this
knew it.
podcast was basically just me and Remington teaching Brett
Okay.
about the world.
How many of you guys
true.
have a show like the Wonder Years that you were too young to watch, but you can vividly remember like part of the intro or outro being on the TV screen as a little kid? That's Wonder Years for me. That's that FBI, Murder, She Wrote. Those are, I'd never seen an episode, but I remember it being.
I
on
remember
at,
Murder,
my
She Wrote.
Grandma's house. Yeah.
Anyway, give us some from the peeps.
What'd you say about Murder, She Wrote?
Like I don't think I ever watched it, but I remember
What about
the beginning.
Diagnosis
Yeah, you
Murder?
Yeah.
Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple coming in from the crowd. My way is not very sportsmanlike. That's a good one.
Who'd you say that like? You said that
he
like,
was trying to
Anybody
say it
want a
like
peanut?
he was trying to say it like Andre the Giant.
but you said
By the
it
way,
like-
huge.
It's like your Bane
it
impression.
was Bane. It was Bane. It was
Bane saying these are
My
not the
way
joys
is
you're
not
looking
very
for.
The Dark
sportsmanlike.
Knight is
I love
Nate's birthday episode
That's true.
coming up. Whenever
when
his
he
birthday
was
is.
born in it.
It's one of the next 4 months.
No more rhymes now. I mean it. Anybody want a peanut? That's what the beer was supposed to be. Sorry, we didn't get it done.
So
but,
what?
next time.
No more rhymes now. I mean it. Anybody want a peanut? Is that the?
I mean it.
But is that? Are they trying to say those
No
two?
more rhymes now. I mean it. Anybody want a peanut?
Come on,
That is
bro.
like my slam
You listen
poetry.
to Slim Shady.
I'm
and
just
that-
saying it's very creative. It's good.
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
It's
Yeah,
a
he
stretch.
has a gift for rhymes.
Life is pain,
most
Highness.
Of the time.
Oh, you're quoting.
That was a quote too.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I could keep going. all
Wow,
day.
you really know this movie,
I wrote
don't
down
you?
like 3 pages.
Oh, I
of
saw you.
notes.
I don't always
I
pay
don't even
attention when
need 'em.
Marcus is talking.
All right, give us some more.
Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who says differently is selling something.
Is that a shot at us?
You be careful. People in masks cannot be trusted.
Yeah. Is that a shot at 2020?
I thought about making a note.
Well,
and
he
then I
says
didn't,
he literally
but-
says no, they're just terribly comfortable. I think everybody will be wearing them in the future.
They are completely aesthetic for the
that
most part.
meme writes
Yes.
itself.
Yes,
That's
it does.
true.
That meme writes itself.
How that didn't take off in 2021?
By the way, not terribly comfortable.
No, not the
Gosh.
ones we bought.
No, his would be great though. Over the eyes.
Who says it?
Huh? Wesley.
Oh, he has a mask on.
It's while he's it's while he's.
I don't think that would have worked during 2020.
Fezzik.
Honestly, I don't think any of them worked during 2020.
Dude, that would have been pretty fun if it said that if it said masks are required and you just wore one over your eyes.
You wore the
I
Spider-Man
would
mask.
not
no,
think
it's
of
Zorro mask.
No, like all those
Oh.
toy masks that Nate brings over.
Dude, that
Like
would have
the
been
Batman
so
mask?
funny. Oh,
Hey,
I
Yeah,
should
when
have
we
done
when we
that.
play
Next
our
time
masks.
there's a global pandemic,
I'm
we're gonna
doing
get
that.
out those masks.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
You mean you put down your rock and I put down my sword and we try to kill each other like civilized people? I'm telling you, the most gentlemanly moments of combat happen in this movie.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
think, don't you think there were moments in like way back in the day, Revolutionary War? We've watched, like there were definitely gentlemen's rules to war. These are
They had
drawing
duels
this a little bit.
Yeah,
where you
that's
walk-
the dumbest. So
Ten-
to say that, okay, to say that was gentlemanly, that ended in one guy leaving his wife and children fatherless and husbandless.
It was as gentlemanly as that could get.
The experience was gentlemanly,
Yes.
but I think now
He could have just thrown
Would
the
you
rock and killed
sacrifice
him. He could have just
gentlemanly-
thrown the rock and killed him in the head.
Yeah,
There was a gentleman's aspect to it. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, but the most gentlemanly thing is Wesley didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Well, I
Dream
agree
of
with
large
that.
women.
Sleep well and dream of large women.
True love is the greatest thing in the world, except for a nice MLT. Everything,
Mutton, lettuce, and
lettuce,
tomato.
yeah, everything that Miracle Max said is a quote. Literally, have fun storming the castle.
Brave. Which we all know means to bluff.
This one's is it Vasily? Vasily?
Vassini.
Vassini. Wait till I get going. When they're impressed by his
Oh, yeah.
rhetoric.
That was the quote.
Yeah.
You keep
I just
using
really
that
like
word.
that part.
I do not think it means what you think it means.
Yeah, he didn't fall. Inconceivable.
I use that one all the time.
I'm going to start using this
I
one.
said this. Do you always begin conversations this way? So funny how he just always says, you don't have 6 fingers on your right hand. I mean, that's...
I will start using this one. You are the slimiest weakling to ever crawl the earth.
Who said
It's
that?
just a normal
The put-downs are
daily
just so
PC for
good.
you.
Yes.
Just
You are
sit
the
there
s-
with the PC. Hey, you're the slimiest
The
weakling.
slimiest weakling to ever crawl this earth.
Yeah.
If only I had a wheelbarrow. Why didn't you list that among the assets?
Dude, that is so funny. Why didn't you list that?
Why does
amongst
he
the
call it a
assets in the first
Holocaust
place?
cloak? I should have looked this up before.
So that's
You were waiting for me to look it up?
I think that's a hidden gem. Because the Holocaust hadn't happened yet, right?
I think it
so
means
is
something
Holocaust
else.
a thing?
I don't think that the Holocaust... No.
Is Holocaust something beyond
Yeah. Nate, can you look that up for us?
For
Just
sure.
what happened?
Yes. Producer Nate, you on it?
Did someone say yes?
For a second, we're looking up the word Holocaust actual definition.
I don't know what Holocaust means. I just assume that Holocaust is the Holocaust.
Well, at first when you said it hadn't happened yet, I was like, wasn't this 1987? But you meant like the period of time the movie happened.
Yeah, when
which
they're
makes
riding
way
around
more
on
sense.
horses and have castles and things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nate's officially on it
Okay.
somewhere.
Everybody move! You guys ever at like an amusement park or something and just yell that and just see if everybody moves?
No, I just yelled, Dad?
I yell that all the time. It
Dad?
never works. It never works because my voice is too high. Is somebody gonna? Do we have any more from the peeps? We gotta get
I love
these.
how soon he said. So he goes. The whole conversation when he's climbing up the rock, he goes and
Oh,
he
yeah.
goes says, "But I promise I will not kill you until you reach the top." That's very comforting, but I'm afraid you'll just have to wait. I hate waiting. I could give you my word as a Spaniard.
No good. I
No
know
good.
too many Spaniards.
I know too many Spaniards. Isn't there any way you can trust me? Nothing comes to mind. I swear on the soul of my father, Domingo Montoya, you will reach the top alive.
Throw me the rope.
Instantly. like he was like, as soon as he said Domingo, you had me.
You know what? That's good. That's
Yeah.
fine. You just swore on the soul of your father. All good.
All right, so more from the crowd. Holocaust is a burnt offering, cloak of flames.
A cloak of flames.
So you wore it when you were burning offering?
Okay, so it might have been a priest
That
situation.
probably came from the Catholic folks, I guess.
Oh, here we go. Refers to original, older, meaning large-scale destruction by fire, sacrificial offering.
Oh, a sacrificial. Why
So
do
it would've
we-
been worn during that.
I haven't really thought about this before. Is like, why do we call it the Holocaust? That's interesting, because it would have been just like a sacrificial. But that
I don't think that's the way.
I know, but that's my point. Is like, why do we call it that?
Yeah.
That's a deep question. These are the kind of deep things we get into here on the.
Speaking of
Cover
cloaks, you guys
Podcast.
should listen to A Fever in the Heartland.
Oh
One of our
man,
One of our last
have
episodes.
you guys listened to that yet?
Fantastic
Read the book?
It's all
Oh,
about
yeah.
the rise of the KKK in Indianapolis
Indiana.
specifically. If you're driving up through Kokomo, through Muncie, through anywhere up north, or Evansville, like they literally name all the places this stuff is going on. So that's a really interesting episode to check out.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die. That goes to your gentlemanly thing.
Yeah. What does he say before that?
Where he goes,
You seem a decent
you
fellow.
Seem a decent,
I hate to kill you.
You seem a decent fellow. I hate to die.
Yeah.
I love
Classic.
that. That's what you're going at with the gentlemanly thing.
Someone
There's
asked.
respect.
Someone asked if this little bit on the Holocaust is for our German listeners.
Oh my god.
We have 7% German listeners, I'll have you know.
Either that or the VPNs.
And
one of
as
the two.
much as we make fun of them, which is every episode,
Yeah.
we gain more German
it
followers.
just keeps coming.
Doesn't make sense.
There's no such
And
thing as
that's
bad
not to say
publicity.
that there's not Germans in America also listening. I'm just talking about the Germans in Germany.
Yeah.
Sorry, just thought I'd...
stats.
Yeah.
You're trying to
Stats.
kidnap what I've rightfully stolen. Thought that was funny.
I think we're running out of quotes.
Oh, I'm not even close.
Okay, keep going.
Truly,
Rapid
you have a
fire.
dizzying intellect. Oh, my sweet Wesley, what have I done?
Marcus, this is the issue. Marcus loves the movie so much.
He's not going to let it go?
He's
Rodents-
overvaluing the quotes.
Rodents of unusual size? I don't think
I
they
don't think
exist.
they exist.
That's it?
You wish to surrender to me? Very well, I accept. That's so funny.
You have
So
6 fingers on your right hand.
Now, this
Somebody's
one I
looking
use
for
all
you.
the time. Boom! Boo!
Yes.
Boo!
That's the kind
Queen
of
of
scene.
slime!
That was
Filth!
that was one.
Putrescence!
Yeah,
He's not
yeah.
done. He's not
that
done.
was one of 2 scenes I hid behind the couch when I was a kid.
Because she's so gross.
Guess what the other one is? E.T. Freaking weird.
Oh, I didn't know we had
I thought you
all
meant
movies
in
ever
this-
made
in
as an
this
option.
movie.
I thought we were talking about this movie.
Did I say that weird?
Not to 50!
Oh, so different scenes.
I'm still going.
Well, different movies. E.T.'s not in this
E.T.
movie.
E.T. freaked me out.
Yeah, he's
Weird
scary.
looking little thing.
Yeah, I agree.
You've probably already read and watched that.
E.T. No, it's a weird movie. Get back, witch! I'm not a witch. I'm your wife, and I'm not even sure I want to be that anymore. Humperdinck, Humperdinck, Humperdinck!
Good night, Wesley. Good work. Sleep well. I'll mostly kill you in the morning. I'll most likely kill you in the morning.
He's got him over there on the.
3 years he said that.
So Wesley's on the thing dead. He lifts his arm up or whatever. He goes, "I've seen worse." So freaking funny.
I've seen worse. So I think it's interesting. We're screening this live like we always do, but we're not facing it, so we don't know what's going on. But it is the epic battle with the 6-fingered man, and we haven't said the quote of all quotes, which is,
I was just waiting. I've been.
Oh, I don't want. We're gonna end with
Marcus,
that. We're gonna
take it,
end with
man.
that quote.
Take it. It's your episode, your birthday.
Yeah, it's your deliver
it'll
it.
work?
Deliver it with
If
pride.
you
to
feel
end the quotes.
complete with quotes,
Oh, well, we can't go without talking about the priest, right?
Go ahead.
Marriage. Marriage is what brings us together today. Love, true love, will follow us forever. Man and wife. Say man and wife.
Why doesn't he kiss her?
No, my question is like, do you have to say man and wife? Do you have to say I do?
You definitely have to kiss her.
Whoa, look at this.
So this is a
He was waiting.
gift.
oh, actually, Darren was talking to us
That's-
when we came
This
in.
is a pen from his wedding. He
Oh, this
gave
is
out
cool.
pens
So
at his weddings.
The pin on the pin. Darren and Candace, October 20th. This just happened. Congrats, man.
Marriage.
Marriage is what brings us together today. Right on the pin. That's cool. Thank you for donating.
They kicked it off with that, though, right? He actually said it from, yeah.
She says.
Do you have a pen? Did you guys do it too? Oh, you want to?
What are we doing? Oh,
don't
you're
think
giving
it-
it back to him?
I mean,
I was
it's a
gonna keep
pretty
it, but
special pen.
all right.
Oh, he wants you to keep it. All right.
I'm going to
Jeez,
use
Nate.
it for every podcast episode, probably,
better than the pink.
until I lose it. Anyway, won't that be nice?
Won't that be nice?
Now, this
Yes.
is right after she tells the dad that she's going to kill herself.
Yeah, he goes,
like,
won't that be nice?
She
kissed me. That'll be Marcus when he's 80.
You think so? It
Yeah.
might be.
This is
There's
the king,
okay.
right?
Won't that be nice?
This is a great line. There's a shortage of perfect breasts in this world. It'd be a pity to ruin yours.
Now my mom's going to walk out.
And then
So close.
and then I
so
also
close.
like gently.
Yeah, that's a interesting question I have. Is what did the machine actually do to Wesley's body?
It was suction cups.
It took
Suction
away
cups
it,
what?
It took away 50 years of his life.
Yeah, exactly. But how?
It's a movie.
Okay, so that's one of the biggest
Science.
movie magics. I mean,
But
they
I mean,
strap him
I would-
down.
I would
and
say
they put suction cups,
Trust-
like
trust
plungers
science.
on his
If
head.
level
Trust-
one
and just shakes
if-
violently.
If
Science.
level 1 suction hurt him as much as it did, if it did,
Mm-hmm.
level 10.
I think you got to trust the science.
No one's denying that within the movie that would hurt.
Yeah. The suction of your skin.
Why are you doing it there?
Didn't he have it on his nipples too?
No.
Nipples and temples. Yes, nipples and temples.
Nipples and tipples.
Nipples.
That's the name of this
Temples and
episode.
nipples.
Everybody knows.
If
when
you're
you-
wondering what we're
when
going to
you-
name this
when you-
episode,
when you
it's nipples and
suction
temples.
someone to death, it's always nipples and temples every time.
Is it?
That is common practice. yes.
We've breastfed. And by we, I felt that way. I felt
Hello.
bad walking in for my wife when she's
So should we do it?
pumping.
Hello.
Oh,
It's just sucking her life away.
And she's not even doing it on the temples.
temples.
It's taking lives away from her life.
At
Years
least
from
it's
her
only
life.
like half. It's not the temples. It's just the nipples.
Okay, so it's half a year is off your life.
Nate,
think we can
Nate
move
gave
on.
up on waving us on, but it's inside.
Okay,
He's still,
okay.
still
Any
going.
more quotes from the people?
No, we got to go.
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Now, I know that is the most epic line that is quoted, but I have to say personally, when he goes, "Drop your sword,"
Drop
is the most epic line for me in the
your
movie. I know it's a hot take, and it's not going to go down in history.
I knew he was bluffing. I knew he wasn't bluffing.
I know he's bluffing. All right.
When does he say drop your sword?
After he's really?
Yeah.
Really?
This is fun.
After he's sitting on the bed and he's like, maybe I do lack the strength to stand. And then he stands up and he goes, "Drop your sword." And he drops it.
It's kind of like
after the pain, all the stuff.
yeah. Got it. I understand. Hidden gems.
This is the last question if you're like, when is this over?
It's not the last question. It's the 7th question.
Oh,
Getting
close. My first
gems.
time.
The 8th and 9th are pretty quick though. Hidden gems, movie magics. I already shared giant picking her up by her head. I would also include in that the horse that's holding Andre the Giant. There is no way that he got on top of a horse.
it was
and rode
crafted
it.
for him. So what I don't, it was crafted.
They
he could
bred
not-
a horse for him.
No, they built a horse.
All right, so he's going to be in the movie in
built-
1987.
They built-
We need you to breed
bred a
this
horse with an
steed.
elephant.
Every single horse in this year's Kentucky
Secretariat,
Derby
yeah.
was bred from Secretariat.
That's
How
crazy.
is that?
So when
Like
you
the
say,
downline or the actual?
I think downline. That was a long time ago.
Was a
How much
descendant
can one
of
horse
descendant
produce?
of a lot apparently.
One horse?
One horse.
So it all came from that one horse.
One, all of it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's like
How
Brigham
would you like
Young.
that to be your job? We can move on.
So what?
That was a Mormon
What are you going to
joke.
say about
That was a
the
Mormon
horse?
joke.
The horse? What? The horse was created.
Yeah, they crafted a horse. So the only scene
When
where
you say
actually,
crafted, though, what are you
they
saying?
built the freaking horse. They built it.
They built
That's in a
horse?
robot?
They built a robot horse for the scene where he's actually on the horse and holding
Is
Robin
that
Thicke.
better than the T-Rex in Jurassic Park?
That's
Might
not a
be.
real
No,
horse.
the
So when you
Jurassic Park
rewatch it,
T-Rex is amazing.
when you rewatch it, can you tell?
Well, no, because I haven't rewatched it, so I don't know. But
Oh, there's the kiss.
here's the kiss. What I can't tell is when they're running away from the castle.
making out a little
I
bit.
think that's not Andre the Giant.
That's what I'm talking about. When they're
I don't
riding
think that's
away
Andre
from the
the
castle.
Giant.
Yeah, me either.
But when he's actually riding the horse in like a close up, that's a built. That's a built horse.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Got it. The white horse they're riding away on is what I'm referring to.
Yeah, I think that's just a far off. I think that's like
Yeah, it's not
someone
Andre the
just
All right,
like,
movie
"Nah."
magic. Can we talk about Fezzik climbing up that rope?
Very
No
fast.
chance.
Very fast.
No
Zero
chance.
leg work. All.
Zero legs.
Yep.
His body weight. 4 other people.
It's too obvious of
Actually-
movie magic that we shouldn't even.
No, but I would say Wesley's pace is what is movie magic to me.
No way.
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually real.
So
That's
you're
him
saying
doing
that
it.
Wesley's
No,
pace
dude.
is
Yes, it
more
is.
movie magic.
Wesley's pace is out of this world.
It's more movie magic than someone else going fast.
Andre the Giant is. I mean, he can pick up people by their head. They have to create horses for him.
hand.
I'm just saying Wesley's pace is amazing.
He was found unemployed in Greenland. Unemployed
Fun
in
fact.
Greenland.
That's good. You've watched this so much.
Oh,
you
dude,
sound like the characters.
I forgot about the one quote. The most famous is you never start a land war in Asia. But only equally or less well known is never mess with a Sicilian when death is on the line.
He's still going for it. He's still going for it.
I almost thought about falling off, for the crowd, but that would have been bad.
That would have been bad.
More
Yeah.
hidden gems, Rem?
How old do you think Andre the Giant was when he died?
Oh, he was young. He was like 38. Oh, I hope he was 38. That'd be
Nope.
good.
No. No,
He
you're
was 47.
46. 46, but
Do you know
he
I was
died.
a diehard WCW NWO?
That's so
Oh, yeah.
surprising.
Yeah.
Who
Middle
who
school.
were the epic?
So you
was that
remember
Hulk
those.
Hogan was his
This
big
was
matchups?
Hulk end of his career. This would have been like Kevin Nash.
He was
DX.
very self-conscious of the way
Stone
people
Cold.
looked at him. He did
Andre?
not like. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He did not like the way that like he would get people staring at him. In fact, it's well documented that on the set was like the only time in his life that he felt really appreciated because no one was like everybody was like dressed up in costumes and worried about the scenes and like nobody was making a big deal about
He
him.
made a
Dude,
living wrestling in costume.
But I think he
with
felt
other-
like that was the cards he was dealt.
Got it.
Like I felt like and it's kind of like He died of the same thing sumo wrestlers die of. Like most sumo wrestlers die in like their 30s and 40s because
From
they
what?
just
From
from
just-
eating themselves to death.
Yeah, because they're just so big.
From like, yeah,
Dude,
from heart
I've heard
failure.
ridiculous stories about Andre the Giant drinking and
Yes.
how much he could consume.
cases
I'm
of
guessing.
beer. Yeah,
It was a
Just
lot.
absurd.
yeah.
I mean, he would really enjoy this evening.
You think? More hidden gems, fun facts.
Zero chance they get out of the lightning sand. Zero chance.
Yes.
Yeah, that was definitely.
Grab the branch, right?
Yeah, diving in there.
Yep.
Zero chance would they do
Christopher Guest, the six-fingered man, kept the six-finger glove and wore it as a souvenir. He would wear it when his son would throw birthday parties to impress his kids, his son's friends.
that. His son's friends.
Yeah. He would put it on, he goes, it still fits.
He got. Imagine getting validation.
That's so-
from
that
your,
is what you would
Imagine
do.
getting validation from your son's 11-year-old kid friends. That's ridiculous.
I think this is the first time in cover podcast history that it's been rolling credits and we're still going.
No, that's not true. we had many episodes longer than this. Fezzik even knowing about the six-figured man, that in itself is movie magic. Because he explains to Indigo about the six-figured man.
Six-fingered?
Yeah. How does he know that?
Which one's Fezzik?
Andre the Giant.
You're saying, how does he know him?
How does he know that the six-fingered man exists?
Hmm.
I'll tell you how.
How?
Movie
Movie
magic.
magic, okay.
Movie magic.
Also, last thing I put for hidden gems. We got another resurrection. This is the third one. Count of Monte Cristo, Passion of the Christ, Princess Bride.
Yeah, we're really into resurrection movies.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are talking very good.
I like your mouth words.
Rating time?
Sure,
Ratings?
let's rate
Yes.
All right, just to really anger him, a 7.8. It's a great movie.
Anger who?
I love Marcus. I love watching
I think
it.
you
it.
angered them.
Why are you
I'll watch
angering
it
me?
again. I don't know. I think you love.
Hey,
the food.
send us your.
I do love
So we
this
do a
movie.
rating out of 9. Send us your rating out of 9.
1 decimal point allowed.
You can do decimal points.
I'm a 7.8. But not. There are great movies that were 8.5s. You're a 9. She's an 8.
She's an 8.
Maria's an 8.
Maria says
She's
8.
Taking care of babes over there. Okay. 7.8 for me is yes. I would rewatch it though. There are some 8.5s I wouldn't rewatch. I would rewatch this. It's good for
Well,
what it
yeah,
is.
very rewatchable.
Yeah.
Count of 3.
Sure.
1, 2, 3.
8.5.
You liar.
Nah,
You
yeah.
liar.
See, here's the thing.
This is a 9. This is a
But
9.
Ren gets so.
This is
I
a
have
9.
to be
about his
consistent.
nines.
I have
I'm
to be consistent.
offended by you not saying it's a 9.
Rem gives everything a 9.
That's not accurate.
So
He
That
does
is
have
not
a lot
this
of
is
nines.
basically this whole podcast is basically
We
like
should
what
have- we
movies
should have a-
would Remington give a 9?
A lifetime
and then we
average
did
score.
Tick Tick Boom, which was the only one he hadn't seen, and he didn't give it anything close to
What's
a 9.
funny is
I
when
didn't give Barbie
do-
a 9,
When
but I gave Ryan Gosling a 9. and
when I
Barbie.
do give a 9, Marcus gets self-conscious about his 9.
That was the funniest.
When I gave Matrix a 9, he was like, "Wait, is it a 9?" Because Brett just said it was a 9.
Accurate.
I was concerned.
Yes.
Yeah, I was
all right.
concerned.
What's next? We've got Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's true.
Fellowship of the Ring. We have decided Mean Girls is
Yep.
after that.
Mhm.
The original.
It-
Top Gun.
Pretty similar movies.
Top Gun Maverick. Are you saying Lord of the Rings and Mean Girls are
Mhm.
similar? Yes.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick. I believe Top Gun the original is highly overrated, but we haven't done that one yet. Happy Gilmore to line up with Happy Gilmore 2's release, and we're currently reading Shoe Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've been listening
you
to
are.
that again.
Phil Knight.
It's so good.
It is the
So
first
good.
the first chapter
The first couple
Is
chapters. Yeah, so good.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last question I have for the crowd. The last text I'm going to ask for you is to send in your submissions for books and movies, especially books, because it feels like
Oh, that's a good one.
we
Yeah.
we would love to like crowdsource the wisdom of the room when it comes to books.
Especially
because
this room, because this room
This is a
listens
good-
to the
this is a
song.
200
well-read
people. We're gonna have
room.
to skim through those.
Yeah.
Not gonna be able to get to all of them. So
Yeah.
it's good.
This room, though, listens to the podcast, so if we can do a book that they want to do, that'd be great.
I will stay historical fiction. Have we decided historical narrative? What have we decided is the correct historical narrative nonfiction?
Narrative nonfiction.
Those books have blown. The Boys in the Boat,
Mhm.
Fever in the Heartland,
Educated.
Fault in Our Stars,
Not Fault in Our Stars. The
Indifferent Stars Above. Very different books.
Yeah.
Very different. Not the same. Not the same at all.
One was about the Donner Party. You know,
We couldn't get away.
dude, that was great.
That was fantastic.
I love that book.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. Episode number 50 in the books.
Hey,
Oh, that was
We
good.
finish each other's sandwiches.
in the Books and Brews.
We'll see you next time.